What's going on, everybody? It is Luke here again, bringing you another Mr. FBA UK video. Now, sorry I have not been doing a video in the last like 10 days or something. I was going to do one last week, but I ended up having, I don't know, allergic reactions, hay fever. I doubt it was hay fever because I just checked the pollen count the other day and it was like low. But it was basically like a full-blown like disaster. And yeah, it just wouldn't have been nice if I was basically sniffing, sneezing and all that jazz while I was doing a video. Definitely when I'm going to go over something like this. So this is literally, I thought it would be good to bring you a video not just about Amazon and what is online arbitrage, for example, like what are these services, because it gets to a point where I don't want to repeat myself every week on the same things. Yeah, of course I'll touch over subjects again. This is all going to be about what is after Amazon FBA in terms of retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale. Now you can see I've sort of got it in the middle here. I don't want to start pulling them around because it's going to start moving all the stuff. But I'm basically going to go over each of these subjects. And yes, I know there's going to be plenty more. This is just going to be what I'm more familiar with and then what I can see sort of outside of that, people in the space doing, and where you could potentially look to go. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean you've got to choose these options and these paths, but a lot of them will complement each other as you progress through each stage or through each area, which will then potentially take you to a place which isn't as familiar. If you get so this is what, you know, for example, you start off in the middle there, Amazon FBA, RA, on retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, yeah. And you know, you can come all the way and your apps. So you know, it's nothing necessarily similar once you've got past, but I will show you and basically go over each of these and show you how a natural progression can lead to things that you probably never thought you were ever going to get involved with. But it's just, you know, one thing leads you to another, and then you become familiar with that, and it leads you to another, and it leads you to another. So a lot of people will say, well, what's your long-term plan? What's your long-term goal of this? Well, I don't know is the answer. I don't think a lot of people necessarily know what they're going to be doing in 20 years, definitely in this space. You can have an idea, but a lot of it, I feel, is you find something that you enjoy, which is, you know, which sort of, like for me, I got to the point where a lot of people were saying in the groups questions about Amazon. Really, you know, as you get in all the groups, you always get questions. But I found a lot of people weren't answering them in terms of in the depth that I thought I could provide back. So a lot of questions were like, you know, how do you find out if a product, for example, this is basic stuff like, how do you know if a product is risky to sell? Yeah, you can tell people the basic fundamentals behind it, you know, if there's one seller. But you can do a lot of things with Keeper, and you can use Bible Pro, FBA multi-tool. We get so many tools there that you can now use that almost quadruple check any problems. Before, this is, you know, definitely when I created my groups and everything, there was a need, even though there was plenty of groups. There's always, you know, it's like anything. There's always more than just one person doing something. So it's not necessarily oversaturated in that field, because if there's a demand for it, then, and I felt like I was like, you know what, sod you all. I'm going to go and do a video, and it's going to cover everything that all these people are asking in depth. And then I won't keep seeing these. I won't keep seeing these questions pop up on the groups all the time, where I'm like, you know, you just get used to seeing the same old stuff, and it gets to a point where you're like, right, sod you all. I'm going to do a video, and then we're going to close the chapter on that. So it sort of stemmed from that in a way. And also I wanted to do something else, just see what things were like. A lot of the time you've got to get stuck into things to see how they work. So anyway, let's get started. So, of course, everyone knows Amazon FBA, RA, OA, and then wholesale. Yeah, I put it under a general sort of category. But, of course, the thing's very similar to this. If you're looking to what do I do now? Well, you can potentially go on to wholesale. That's normally the last thing people will go on to. Now, not necessarily. But there's a lot of things with, you know, VAT. You can claim back the VAT on wholesale purchases and invoices. They're much easier than if you were non-VAT registered. And a lot of wholesalers actually want VAT registered companies. I'm still looking to progress through that way because I've done the restructure in the way I'm doing everything this year. So I'm not yet, even though really I should be pushing in that. I'm basically just holding off for a little longer to get everything sort of wrapped up in structured how I want for the future, whatever. Of course, another obvious thing, which is similar to Amazon FBA, RA, is eBay. Now, yes, not necessarily, you're going to have to send it yourself, but, you know, there's plenty of things that you can do from eBay. You could do charity shop hauls, you know, for Amazon FBA and all that, but then you might think, actually, I don't want to risk it because the receipts aren't very good. Back up, there's basically no information on these receipts. So if I ever need to prove something, which I shouldn't do, but if there is a potential, then it's there. Then maybe I should transition to selling these on eBay. For example, secondhand, lots of secondhand things are probably better off selling on eBay. And yeah, you might not be able to make as much profit, but you could definitely research and find niches and specific areas that you can make good profit on. Because I know that people that sell on eBay and they make a lot of money. And maybe not as much as FBA in terms of you can scale a little and volume's a lot higher. But the profit per unit might be better with eBay compared to, because obviously you've got high fees with FBA. So that could be a real one of the easiest transitions to do. Normally I would say people would do eBay first, because even when I was like 12, I probably did eBay in some capacity. So obviously you probably are moved to Amazon, but doesn't mean you can't run both side by side. Definitely if you're doing merchant fulfill for Amazon, so half FBA, half merchant, then it's not going to be so bad to have the eBay side as well, because you're going to be going to the post office and sort of doing everything like that. And it's always just good to have multiple streams of income. And of course, once you're here, you can go to the wholesale, which is obvious. Okay. Now you might think, well, where do I go now? What is there? Because, you know, that's sort of Amazon covered. Well, is it? Because there's many areas of Amazon. Of course, you know, there's Amazon private label. Now, after a lot of the articles I've seen recently about how Amazon have, like, in the last 2 or 3 years, gone from like, 27 private label products to 137. And I always thought even like a year or two ago, I thought, well, actually Amazon are pushing towards their own private label products. And it might not even be like the standard, what you assume as Amazon, so like the Echoes, the tablets, the Fire Sticks. We're not talking that. We're talking their sort of more generic, not generic as such, but like their standard products. So I think there was a mention of some charcoal face mask, for example, where it's not even related to Amazon as such, but it is their own private label product, because of course the margins are going to be 10 times higher. If they're producing and manufacturing the product, then there's no middleman, and then they make more money. And then, yeah, you do less work and you get more rewards, sort of thing. Like this is pretty obvious, but that sort of thing. You don't want to be buying something from a middleman, distributor, wholesaler, or direct from the manufacturer, and then end up having to basically, they want to make money as well. So, you know, for me, it doesn't mean you can't do that. You can do a lot of different style Amazon private label now, not just the generic old-fashioned way as going to China, doing, you know, getting a batch, putting your, because there's a lot of dodgy tactics with people like copying products. And Amazon now, if they're trying to go into brands, they might actually just find the best private label product sellers and then copy that and then put you out of business. But I do not know enough about it. I just know that is what, you know, what I've just said. So for me, that is not a route I wanted to be taking, not towards a physical product basis. If you get what I mean. So, you know, a way around that is that you could be in this, you could have already started, you could be like, you know, I don't know, I like the idea, but it just doesn't work for me in terms of selling on Amazon with the fees and with the Chinese sellers and with the feedback issues and all that sort of thing. So maybe you want to move through to your own private label product. So when I say own private label, I mean selling it not on Amazon, either through a Shopify website or a third-party hosting or service provider. You get what I mean? Like, there's loads, just where you basically create a website and sell. Now, you know, I've used Shopify before, so that's where I put Shopify website. You can integrate all your products. It's got payment solutions on there. And yeah, you can pretty much just sell it directly to the customers, maybe through, you know, Instagram or Facebook, AdSense, Google, all the social media platforms. That's the sort of way that people are going. or are there. You get what I mean? That's the more, rather than going on to say Google and adding it into like the search sponsored product search bars and stuff. It's more going the social media way. Or you can even sell it on eBay. You can sell your private label product on eBay. So you could even do private label on Amazon and private label on eBay and do RA wholesale and sell secondhand on eBay. So you basically do 4 or 5, what is that, however many different sort of styles, only on 2 platforms. But again, these are just suggestions of where you could go if you're a little bit like, sort of a little bit stuck in your understanding of like, so it's very easy to, I don't know. And also I'd say if you're going to pick one, just pick one. Don't go, oh, I'm going to try all of these at once. So that's, you know, like, that's just not how it works. Of course, give it a go, but it should be laser focus on one and then next, and to move to another. And obviously you can do a couple at the same time if they're complementary. So what you could do here is you could be like, okay, well, I don't want to go that route. That's, you know, selling my own products and all that sort of thing, and lots of hands-on, I guess, not in terms of it's a product base. It's a physical item, that sort of thing. Maybe you want to go down the digital route. So you look to the other side. Well, then, you know, a very, very easy transition into affiliate marketing, websites and all that would be to build an Amazon Associates page. Now you can literally just type in Amazon Associates on the internet, on Google. It will come up. It won't be Amazon's website. It'll just be like another one. You can register, and basically you'll get commission. That's why. So it's like a associate. So you're basically selling Amazon products, but through a website that you have built. It's not necessarily through just a website. It could be through Facebook groups or links. Basically, you'll get given a URL or a link that is unique to your identifier, which means your account. And whenever someone goes through that link and buys something, then you'll get a commission, and it's usually like 60 days, 90-day cookies. So that, you know, this whole thing about cookies on your computer, maybe you do or don't know. It's basically just like a historic record of where you've been. It will, if someone goes off the website and goes back on it within a certain time frame, it will still count towards you, and you'll get a commission. Now you got to check. Some people are a bit deceiving and want the money themselves, but you know, Amazon they'll have all that on there when you sign up and everything, and you'll get a percentage. Now it is relatively low, but of course, you know, it's not necessarily the end of the road. If you go here, this can progress to many areas, and it could be a nice stepping stone because you're already familiar with Amazon. You know the products, you know how they work. You know, you might want to get your hands stuck in with building a website, putting some items on. You know, and it could be that you love. This is the easiest thing I can think of. You love games. I don't know, whatever, anything in the gaming, like, you know, and you think, I really want to build a nice website, and I like gaming, so it's not like I'm just selling, you know, a Disney doll. I don't really care about Disney dolls personally, but I do like gaming. So if I'm selling that, it's actually a bit more enjoyment. It's a nice stepping stone because it's more towards my passions rather than something to do. Like ends to a means sort of thing. And you can create a website based around gaming. It could be anything, very, very nice and simple. It could just be, you know, comparing the best new items on the market that obviously through Amazon, and then you just review the products, for example. It's also, you know, there's no exact science into how you need to do this, but basically all of your links will be products that are on Amazon, and people will then proceed through that link, purchase a product, and you'll get a commission. And of course, it might not be huge, but it's just, you know, even if you were getting something, you never know where things are going to progress. You never know what, you know, you've already gone from one thing to another. What's going to happen in 5-10 years if you carry on this progression? And of course here, so this is something I did, Amazon Facebook groups. So I created an Amazon group and was posting videos through YouTube. So I can write descriptions and upload pictures, which I do, and I have little chats, and, you know, people ask questions. But a lot of it, you really need to visualize it. You need to actually see what you're doing, because a lot of it is all online, all in the computer, all on this, and you really do need to see it to do it, rather than explain it, you know, and I just go back and forth. So that's why I then complemented the YouTube channel to the Facebook group, and I basically just throw these two, you know, between each other. So one adds to the other, and the other leads to, you know, if one person goes to the Facebook group, they might go to the YouTube group, even though I haven't actually directed them directly to that group. So they're complementary in each other. Now, a great thing here is that you can offer services. So I don't actually think I put affiliate. I haven't even put it in. Oh, let's just put affiliate commission. Oh yeah. La 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 la. Where? Oh Jesus. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Disaster. All right, we'll go down there later. What is this? Okay, we'll go down there later. So, you know, affiliate commission is something you can get. It's basically what I already described up here, with you are going to get a commission, but it could be through services and softwares. And so, you know, all the softwares you use for online arbitrage, for example, very simply, a customer, or let's say FBA Wizard, want new customers. Now, if you if I can get someone to sign up through my link, I'll get a small commission. Usually it's only like £5, let's say, for example. And usually it costs no more for you. Yeah, that's how it works. So the person signing up does not pay more, but the person that gets that person to sign up, so let's say that I get you to sign up, I'll get £5, and actually FBA Wizard would just not get as much. That's actually how it works. So the person never actually ends up paying more, but I've almost validated for a person, let's say you, I validate the reason why you should be using the software. And obviously, if I then recommend something that's crap, you probably won't ever sign up through something that I've suggested again, because the first thing I said was crap. Now, it's not going to be guaranteed. Of course, not everything I like is going to be loved by everyone else, or what you like is going to be loved by everyone else. But it's like more the general consensus. I want to promote things I like and I use, because then you're more likely to, down the line, to sign up to more things. And where it doesn't actually change for you, then it's almost like you would prefer to give a cut, to, you know, a little bit to the person actually delivering content and giving you nice and good suggestions, rather than the creator who hasn't actually given you back anything in terms of content or whatever. So obviously a lot of the stuff I do for free, for example, and you might think, you know what, that was a great video, it was really helpful. Obviously you make no money from YouTube. It's like YouTube's one of the you've got to get a lot of everything to get anything from them. So you might think, well, I prefer to give that extra £5 to me over the creator of the software, FBA Wizard, for example. So that is exactly how that would work. So you could create an Amazon Facebook group. It could be a purchase label, private label. It could be, you know, you could specify anything: retail arbitrage, secondhand games, secondhand goods. I don't know, whatever you feel like you want to create. So, you know, there's probably, I know there's a lot of online arbitrage, a lot of but there's not really many secondhand Facebook groups for Amazon, you know, that I've noticed, unless they are there and I've just not decided to look for them. And you could do that, and you could go that way. Do videos on all secondhand stuff, and then promote anything that you feel is good. So like maybe an eBay to an Amazon flipping, what is that, Joe Lister or something. So I've never actually used it, so I can't do anything on it. And this is where you would get some affiliate commission, but not directly through Facebook or anything, but it would just, these are all sort of feeding into each other. And then what you can end up getting is that, because you are now needing to provide very, very good quality content for that area, you become quite knowledgeable in the area, because you have to actually sometimes research these things. So double check everything you are talking about is actually correct, and not just like, I learned it 3.5 years ago after a couple of beers. You know, that's say this, you know, you've got to actually double check things, and so your knowledge becomes quite good. And a lot of people then approach you and ask you questions. And of course, a lot of the questions you just reply for free. But eventually people do ask, do you do coaching? So I've had a couple of coaching clients. It's not something I ever really advertised. I think I wrote a message does anyone interested in that sort of thing? Because usually you can get everything for free. It's just if people want like a crunch course, no faff, then they can just do that over 6 or 10 hours, and then they already know everything, rather than spending like a month every evening looking through all the YouTube videos and sieving all the bits out, you know. And that's how that works. And of course, I'm sorry that I've mucked up this whole thing. So this is okay. So you can sort of ignore the apps. That was just sort of like an extreme example, but you know, that's to say, the Secret Wealth Project. So you must know, everyone knows this group. They have apps that they have created. So obviously, this is something they've all done. It's all this, but now they're far ahead in terms of their development, that they are pursuing app generation, because they have a good client base, they have the knowledge, they have the know-how, they have the scope of the potential demand that a potential app would, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. The demand's there. So, and obviously these demands are found out when you have all this sort of under your belt, years of experience in all these sort of areas. Right, sorry, let me just see what the hell I'm looking at here. Shopify website. So we talked about the Shopify. Now what you can do is sort of, Shopify dropshipping is not that similar or anything, but it is something you can do. So I won't go into too much detail, but you can basically drop ship a product, which is you buy it from AliExpress and you ship it directly to a customer. So you'll create a niche website, let's say VR gaming. Anything related to VR gaming, you'll put on your Shopify website. You'll use a Burlo, which will then automatically feed so that when someone buys a product, it goes through a Burlo. It will go straight through and purchase the product and send to the customer, pretty much. Yeah, it takes there's an e-packet thing that takes less time, but it will take a while, but it's still a working business model. You can do it. It is a little old, so it's very similar to like the private label. I'd say it's probably a bit newer than, dropshipping's been around since I was like 15, so 15 years ago. Because I remember I was looking at that when I was like 17 or not 18 or something. But like anything, the methods for doing it are all through social media now, rather than a generic Google AdSense, AdWords, and all that mumbo jumbo, and sort of organic website traffic generation. So yeah, if you really want to look at that, there's a lot of stuff online. But what you can do is so let's see if I can just bend all this stuff back in a bit. Sorry about this. We're nearly there. We're doing it. Right, let's just put that there. Now I can actually see. So what you can do is once you can potentially go on. So what does this? Amazon affiliate marketing. Yeah, okay. So this will basically, it's very similar to the Amazon Associates. So if the Amazon Associates, you're creating a website and you are selling Amazon related products. Now, I will give you from my perspective, I'm still, I don't know how long we're doing it for, but I'm in the middle of creating a website, which will be a Mr. FBA UK website. And I'm going to try to get all the content that's on my YouTube and the Facebook groups onto this website so that you can easily navigate through. If you want to recap on, I don't know, sourcing, you click on it, it has everything there. There's no like scrolling through or like where the hell is that and what you can go straight to it and it will have it all there, and there'll be new stuff. There'll be, I don't even know what things are going to eventually be on it, but it will have anything relating to it. It will just be a lot more of a clear place to go for information. It's basically what I want it to have. So I don't want to have any services or anything to do with like that. The only thing I might put on at some point is the coaching information, because I have seen that there's a little bit of demand for it. Who knows if anyone will even want to do it, but if it's there, at least the offer's there, sort of thing. But most of it will be content based, so it's not going to be a bit on Facebook, a bit on YouTube. But yeah, it still will be there, but it will be filtered through so that it'll actually be clear and easy for everyone to basically navigate. And that will then create another website, So that'll be like another complementary aspect to this, and everything will be a lot clearer and it'll just be easier to see. Now, what you can do is you can actually then create a Shopify service website. So you can create, this is what you could do, so you'd have it either, well, I would say have it complementing this. So this would be an information-based website. Now, everyone knows I'm not going to get bombarded with just sales, but they can also be diverted here if they want. So if they want to actually look at paid services, things like sourcing lists. This is, there are many people that do sourcing lists. They do, you can buy bundles of, say, Excel spreadsheet documents. So when you're getting started, you don't have to create all these documents. They're already there for you. And then, off the back of that, you can create dedicated courses. You can do dedicated courses in terms of what to, like secondhand, how to do it, where to go, whatever you feel that the niche is enough. Now, too generic probably isn't going to be the best because there's a lot of courses out there, but if it's designed around what you've been building in the past, then you can complement it on here. So this can be, that sort of side of it, and this can be the information side of it. And of course, I had touched on what the apps was. And then you can even push through after some time onto non-Amazon related niche affiliate marketing websites and niche Facebook groups. So now I've done all that. I'm familiar with Facebook groups, YouTube, all of this. Now, what do I love doing? I love sport. I love tennis. I like poker. Just like brainstorm all the things you like to do and you have always liked to do. I like traveling. I like Las Vegas. Whatever. I'm sure there's more things. And what you can then do from that is you can build niche Facebook groups and niche affiliate marketing websites around that, which is then, you're using all of this anyway, and then you're doing it all through here. And that is then going to push you out, and you can then eventually create like a mirror image of everything you've been doing here in this new sector. And then you could do that again and do that again, and you could bring out for example, Matt Webley, he brings out new courses in different areas all the time. It could be, what has he recently brought out? Affiliate marketing, that was one he's just brought out. He's brought out some Shopify ones, he's brought out some Amazon ones. Now, these aren't necessarily information products. I can't remember, there's so many over the years. And it even gets to the point now where, for example, he's created an online arbitrage summit event, which is next week, is it? Jesus. Next week. And it's a live event. So now he's creating live events, which is, another area you could look down. And there was just this is just a very, very light version, of course. And, some areas that I'm personally looking down, non-relating to this, I wanted to keep it very sort of simple, is I love cryptocurrency. So I'm building up my in-depth, like after the last year, I watch and learn everything to do with it. So that eventually about 5 years, when it's mainstream, well, it's building its mainstream in the backgrounds. I'm already there. I don't have to learn it. So basically, you want to learn it. You want to find something that is, for example, for me, I started doing my Amazon FBA and all that 3.5 years ago. I was late to the party. I wish I'd come 6 years ago. When people are already finding out about it and there's YouTube videos and that, it's not too late, but you're not there. You're not first to the party. And that's why I'm like, right, I need to now that I was like in the middle, I now need to find the thing that I'm going to be first to the party in. So I'm learning all about the cryptocurrencies. I'm learning about trading. So technical analysis, how to basically short and long products, and all that sort of thing, and creating my knowledge base so that when things do come into the slightly more mainstream, I'm going to be that person that actually does the first mover advantage on a lot of these things. Yeah, you're not going to say you're going to be the first mover advantage in this modern era of the internet and everything, but you're going to be there at the beginning. And that is, I feel, the next step after you've done all this. So, Matt Webley is an example. Online Arbitrage Summit, first. He's the first doing it. He's the first doing, he is the first to bring himself the Secret World Project. out and become huge from not many other huge groups out there. And it's like, but he's got the foundations over years and years and years and years to now be able to get to a point where he's getting faster and the first to more things. And I feel that's where you've got to eventually get. You want to be able to get to a place where you already see what's going to come before it's here. That's the sort of bit that I feel is something you've got to get to, but you have to build to it, because a lot of the time you don't see these things until they're already there. That's the sort of natural way of things. For me, the real money and the real everything, like the real long-term things and everything, are going to be you getting there right at the beginning. Anyway, enough chatting. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'm sure you may. Smash a thumbs up, subscribe, all the usual stuff. And if I see you at the Online Arbitrage Summit next week, say hi, and I'll see you on the next video, guys.